And hello, welcome to Unit 4. This unit is called Hunted, and in this unit, in addition to learning super important math skills, you are going to be taking on the role of an investigator or detective and helping to track down and catch a fugitive who is running and participating in the TV show Hunted. So remember, we watched this TV show in class on Tuesday, on January 12th, and these fugitives aren't dangerous, so there's nothing wrong. They participated voluntarily in the show. They're not in trouble. But they're trying to keep from being caught. And if they can make it 28 days without getting caught, they win $250,000. But if you remember in the TV show, there was a whole big team of CIA, FBI, NSA, police officers, detectives that are using every means possible to try to catch these fugitives because they want to keep them from winning the money. So, as you work through the assignments in this unit, make sure you're keeping track of the notes, keeping track of the clues, taking good notes, because you're, in addition to learning a lot of important skills, if enough of us do well in this unit, we get to watch the season finale and actually find out who wins. So, let's get going. Hunted task number 1. This is our first task. In this task, this very first slide, we get our first pieces of information about our fugitive. His name is PT. He is 6'3", weighs about 203 pounds, 56 years old, and he was born in Greece. Notable markings on his body is he has tattoos on both of his wrists that read, "Only if the angle is right." So if you feel any of that is important information, you may want to make a note of it. And here's the other information we know about our suspect. He is a contestant on the TV series Hunted. His run began in Columbus, Ohio, but he has family in Cincinnati and is believed to be staying with a cousin in Forest Park. Ooh, how about that? Right in our neighborhood. We have dispatched agents to try to start locating him. We do need you to join because we were trying to keep them from winning the money. Now, our jobs as students is going to be to assist in identifying general locations where the suspect may be apprehended. You will be responsible for doing a variety of tasks. Many of them involve math because, we are in school and we do kind of have to learn some math. But you get graded for all of your work and potentially could even earn a reward. Let's get started. We have been given our first clue. Our first clue says, as we've been briefed by the local police department, we've been given important information that detectives have already found. Apparently, PT has a family member in Forest Park, and that close friend of a family member decided to post on Snapchat. Now, as you know, Snapchat goes out there, and if people don't have their location sharing turned off, it tells exactly where you are. So the Snapchat location is right here. You may recognize this image. This is actually from Forest Park. Right here is where the police station is. The high school's right here. You got the Kroger, you got the promenade over here. Apparently, this close friend didn't realize that what he published on social media can be found, so he may have caused a lot more problems. So, in the box here on this slide number 3, you need to answer these 2 questions. How could you find out how far our detective is from the suspect? So, our detective is here, the suspect is here. We need to figure out about how far away these 2 locations are. What do you think you could do? And question 2, what directions would you give him to get to PT? So if you had to give him directions, what would you tell him? How would you tell him to get there? When you go to the next slide, here's how this lesson really is centered around. In our preparation for our work, we need to practice some map skills. So we are going to practice those skills on a map that looks like this. This is just from a random small town in Ohio. And here's what you need to do. Oops, that is not supposed to be there. Shouldn't be there on your guys' screen. In the box below, give the coordinates or ordered pairs for the following locations. Now, I want you to be careful because when you write an ordered pair, it does need to include parentheses. So, for example, the hospital, which is right here, is at the ordered pair, -6, -4. How we find that ordered pair is by writing where it is on the x-axis. So it's at -6 on the x because it goes x, y, alphabetical, and where that is on the y-axis, and it's at -4 on the y-axis. So you need to give 3 ordered pairs here. The first ordered pair you need to give is the gas station. So I would find the gas station. Gas station is here, and figure out what number is it on the X and what number is it on the Y. So your gas station should be at, that should be a comma, at 4, 4. And I might even go ahead and label it. So do that. That's what you're going to do for this slide. When you go to the next slide, this gives a little bit more information. Now it says give precise or specific driving directions you follow to get from police station to City Hall. You can sketch your path if you need it. So if I look, the police station is here, City Hall is here. This says driving directions, which means I have to stay on the streets. These grids are the actual streets. So to get from the police station to City Hall, I would get in my car and I go, brrr. So number 1, I would say drive, and then I would drive 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks north. All right, so drive 2 blocks north, 3 blocks east, for a total of, then how many total blocks did you drive? Well, total of 4 blocks. All right, that's all you have to do on this slide. When you go to the next slide, it's going to give you another one to do. Hospital to City Hall. Here's the hospital. Here's City Hall. I can't go straight there because I'm not going to stay on the streets. I can't drive through people's yards or through buildings. So I would have to, how would you draw directions from the hospital to City Hall? There's a couple different ways we can get there. Describe them and tell me how many total blocks you traveled. Same thing on slide 8, only on slide 8, hospital over to the art museum. So the sketch tools will help you actually draw out your path and help you see it a little bit easier. Remember, there's 2 questions you need to answer on this slide. On this one, on slide 9, we are at the stadium, which is at -2, 3, right here. The fugitives are at the high school, which is at 1, 8. An obvious thing to notice, high school's not on here. But I know if I go to 1 and I were to go up 8, it's probably going to be up here somewhere. So about how many blocks away is it? How would I get from this stadium up here to where it is? About how many blocks is it? And what would you tell people to do? How would you tell people to get there? That's what you're going to enter in this space. Now, we're going to use the same locations, only now we have access to a drone. What can a drone do that a car can't? Hopefully you said a drone can fly. So here's how this works. On the map, use the line tool to sketch the path from the police station to City Hall. Line tool is here. Police station to City Hall, I'm going to actually do the flying distance, which means I can go over yards. For this one, it doesn't really matter. Here's my path that my drone would take. Go up in the air and fly straight there. In the box below, give the approximate distance the drone will travel. This one, because it happens to be the same path, is going to be the same answer. 4 blocks. Okay? Now, when you go to the next one, hospital to City Hall, because it's a drone, I can actually go, I should have gotten the line tool, I can actually go from here to here. Now, before we had to go up and over. From here to here, do you think that distance will be longer or shorter? And about how many blocks is it? Type that in there. Same thing for the hospital to the art museum. Hospital, art museum, a drone can go straight there. Before we had to go over and up or up and over. So about how many blocks now is my distance? And then the last slide, you probably noticed that on 2 of the 3 of those drone questions, the drone distance was not the same as the driving distance. Why? I want you to think about that. When you're finished with this, go back to Echo. It'll tell you what you need to do to turn the assignment in. Let us know if you have any questions. Have a great day.